Go ahead.
And 4, 3, 2, 1, and welcome back to the Brain Soul Success Show. I am here with Professor Dr. George Grant. I'm so excited to be with you. We had met at a networking event, and you are known as the caring doctor and a Canadian authority in integrative and functional medicine and global wellness ambassador. I know that you're an expert in biofeedback, stress, anti-aging, pain management, and you're the CEO of the Academy of Wellness. But you have a stellar career here. Not only are you a scientist and a professor and a chemist and a toxicologist, a nutritionist, biofeedback, stress management, pain specialist. And I know that you've helped 11 Fortune 500 companies, 11 nonprofit organizations, Olympic athletes. You've written 400 papers, 13 best-selling books. Wow. I mean, is this like 5 lifetimes or what? and uh and you've just done such great work in the world. So I am so delighted to have you with us and welcome, Dr. Grant.
Thank you, Dr. Louise. It's always a pleasure to be with you. Thank you.
Yeah, no, so awesome. So completely awesome. Wow. All right. So I really just want to know how you got started. How did you get started in this whole world?
Started at age 18 years young when I lost my mom at age 45 years young. She passed away at 45. I have no mom since then. And then my dad passed away at 60. My grandparents from both sides died from 55 to 58. So here I am, bad genes, bad DNA, bad chromosomes.
Wow.
But according to Dr. Bruce Lipton, he said it's not your genes, it's not your DNA, it's
Mhm.
how you express them through a healthy lifestyle. So it's all about the gene expression. I'm currently 75. I know I look a bit younger than that,
That's
despite my
awesome.
bad genes, my bad DNA. But it's all about lifestyle. Dr. Louise, I learned this from age 18. So I was the victim of my genes. So I said, okay, I could be either a victim or a victor since 18 years young. So I
Mhm.
decided to become a victor. I studied 3 bachelor's degrees, 3 masters, and only 3 doctorates. I'm still learning at this time. It's all about looking forward and leave everything behind. And that is where that's complete transformation since then. So I'm 75 right now. And if God give me another 25 years to reach the age of 100, I want to help more kids not to have a teenager losing their mom, you know, at 45
Uh-huh.
years young. This is really what drives me. And that's what my MVP is: mission, vision, and purpose. Is to give as much as I can for people to have a healthy lifestyle because both my parents and grandparents died from unhealthy lifestyle, uh,
Mhm.
blood pressure, diabetes, heart problems, obesity, and so on. So my focus right now, Dr. Louise, is I want to help people to prevent and reverse diabetes, obesity, and dementia.
Nice.
The diabetes and obesity, we call it now the new epidemic called the diabesity, which is worldwide now, is a big problem.
Mhm.
And if you look at southern US, like in Texas, Louisiana, and Georgia, and so on, it's staggering. The numbers for adults and for even school kids for diabetes is huge. And
Mhm.
as you know from my you read my bio, I was the first scientist to say that diabetes is type 3 diabetes. Dementia, sorry, dementia is type 3 diabetes. So
Right.
when somebody have diabetes, they have to look at also the brain function. And
Mhm.
it's very important to prevent that. So I actually published a paper on neurology with Dr. Jay van den Heuvel on how to prevent and reverse dementia naturally. And
Mhm.
it's published in neurology. And it's all on my website under academyofwellness.com if you'd like to review that, Dr. Louise, and about us, so you can see the paper and so on. And I'm
Mhm.
sure you've read my bio about working on endorphins. Since 1981, we were the first scientists to isolate endorphins at the Faculty of Pharmacy in Saskatchewan and Faculty of Medicine with 2 bright doctors, Dr. Wayne Hindmarsh. He was in the Faculty of Pharmacy, and Dr. Sankran in the Faculty of Medicine. He's a pediatrician in the Faculty of Medicine. So we've done the study to isolate endorphins in vitro and in vivo. And endorphin is not just like a natural pain neurotransmitter. It will stimulate and stabilize serotonin, the happy chemical in the brain. It's not just the pain chemical. It's stabilize serotonin and dopamine and GABA. So when you have high
Mhm.
endorphins from doing exercise, deep breathing, and laughter and all of the stuff that help her to reduce the pain naturally without using any of the natural the other painkillers. Then
Uh-huh.
we stimulate the endorphins, we stimulate the serotonin, GABA, and dopamine, the reward chemical in the brain. So at that time, I learned how to actually help the body to achieve a healthy lifestyle. So that's what I've been doing. And I have something on the academyofwellness.com called Lifestyle Quiz. The lifestyle quiz is 10 questions, and every question is worth 10 points. I give
Mhm.
it to so many of my clients. I only have 40,000 clients worldwide and 40,000 on social media. Among those 80,000 total people that I saw who know,
Mhm.
like, and trust me, the average score is 50%. I know, Dr. Louise, if you do that test, the quiz, his score is going to be above 85%, because I work with the top athletes and their score is 90%. So, because
Mhm.
I can just look at your face now, the skin is the
Mhm.
largest organ. I see Dr. Louise is very healthy at her young age, and she drink the water, no Coke, Pepsi, Red Bull, or alcohol. You're drinking the water. I can tell right away. I've been
No,
doing
I
it.
don't drink any of that stuff.
I know. I can tell from your
I'm
skin.
very good with my food for sure.
I know.
Um,
And if you
yeah.
look at people who are actually using soft drinks and all of the alcohol, the skin is looks like a, prunes or grapes or like shrivels, and they go for Botox and they go for oil of Olay and stuff, trying to have a healthy skin. But this is the best thing for healthy skin. Just drink the water, because our
Mhm.
body, 70% water. So this
Right.
is the best fluid that all of us should drink. To give you an idea, here's the guy that he was 79 years. He came to see me in 1998. You can see the dates right there. He
Okay.
had 28 prescription medication over 25 years. He feeling worse and worse every year.
28
28
medications?
meds. As a toxicologist, I actually printed the side effect of those 28 meds. It was 55 pages side effects, 55 pages from
Oh
28
no.
meds. And when I showed him,
Oh
I said,
no.
"What are you doing here?" He said, "Doctor's tried everything. He'd done two bypass, done two stents, 99% clogged arteries. No hope for him." So doctors in 1998 told him, 3 months, we cannot give you any more meds. Your liver will stop. And we cannot give you any more surgery. Your heart will stop. So we sent him to hospice to die in 1998. I help him through his lousy lifestyle. I asked him, how much water do you drink? He said, I don't drink water. I drink diet soda. I said, how can you drink diet soda when you have diabetes? He said, you told me it's FDA approved. I said, sir, I work with FDA. I did
I'm
work with FDA for 10 years. FDA approved does not mean FDA safe. It's totally different concept. So I said, why not drinking the water? He said, I don't like water. I said, try. Just put a little bit of lemon, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, half a teaspoon of honey. It'll taste like Sprite. He tried that. And guess what, Dr. Louise? I convinced him to drink the water and eat the healthy food. No meds, no bypass, no stents, no clogged arteries. He's still alive today at 104 from being dead in 1998, 3 months dead.
He's 104, did you say?
He's 104 now and he's thriving. He inspired me to write this book. I would have felt it 101 even if you're taking 28 meds.
Oh, that's awesome. No, that's really, really awesome. Well, look at how much is, lifestyle then, So this is a great conversation about changing our lifestyle. It's hard today though in our world with all I always tell people shop the outside aisles of the grocery store.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because all the boxed foods and the sugars and everything are in the inside aisles.
Exactly.
And I don't care if you're at Whole Foods or where you are, it's still in the inside aisles. You're just,
Absolutely.
so
Yeah.
you have to do that and go to your farmers markets and do all that kind of stuff. Grow your own.
Yes.
I'm picking my own parsley and cilantro for my salad. I'm so excited I got this growing this year. Uh, chilies and tomatoes are coming up now too. But yeah, we've got to get people to realize that, let thy food be thy medicine, right?
Exactly. And the medicine be our food. So if everybody is exactly like Dr. Louise, we will have America healthy again, because this is all everybody should emulate you and should exactly eat the eight vegetables and so on, and eat the healthy organic meals. Seriously, simple to have your food be your medicine and your medicine be your food, and then follow the integrative functional lifestyle medicine as your thing to fall back on, not medications, operation, radiation, amputation, or any complications. First, try the natural way. And that is what I help my clients to do, to live longer,
Mhm.
healthier, and happier. And even if they had very bad genes and DNA, they can still, as Dr. Bruce Lipton said, it's not your genes, it's how you express them through a healthy lifestyle. Absolutely.
Exactly. And you know what? Hannah Kroger taught that too. She was the grandmother of natural health, and I learned a
Yes,
lot from her. And I remember her saying, "You're only as old as your arteries."
exactly. Exactly.
And I was like, and then she had great little tests that you could test like blood flow, like squeezing your hands like this real fast,
Yes,
and to test to see how your arteries are on the top part of your body. And then there was some for your feet too, just to
exactly.
test that, just to, you can do the self-test for your
Absolutely.
own, for yourself to see how you're doing circulation wise. And then of course we have to just encourage people to move their bodies.
Yes. You see,
You know, walk,
mo-
do something,
movement
walk, dance.
movement is a medicine. And you know what? It's really amazing when we walk for 1 hour, and as you said, you do dancing, exercise, and so on. It's simple tips, but it may sound like common sense, but Dr. Louise, sometimes common sense becomes uncommon for people.
Oh, that's a good line. Yeah, it's very true. That's what's happening. Hey, why are people in Europe healthier? What do you think?
I believe healthy lifestyle. It's not the genes. I don't think it's the genes. I
Uh-huh.
think healthy eating, healthy drinking, uh, healthy laughter. You know what? I summarized in the 7L. It's all about love,
Hmm.
listen, learn, let go, and leave a legacy to your kids and grandkids. If all of us do this, then we're gonna have a healthy society with less stress.
That's so true. And the highest vibration is love, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So when we can come from
Absolutely.
that place of love, I always just want to post on social media. I love, love, love my people.
Yes.
Like I love my people. Like I love being with you. I love being with my clients. I love my people. It's just, obviously I love my family. And then also it starts with ourselves, right? Self-love.
Yes. And it shows that you love what you do and you do what you love. And every person who does that, there'd be no stress. But unfortunately, people, they don't like their job, maybe their boss or their colleagues, and they don't like the commute. And they come home after all of this 8 hours of work and then 1 hour commute, and they sit and they watch TV and they go like this and they sleep. This is not life, really. I mean, if you do the job that you don't like, maybe it's time to change the job or do something else that you love.
Mhm.
Because if
Mhm.
everybody's like you, Dr. Louise, they do what they love and they love what they do. I think I'm not going to predict Dr. Louise will live till age 131, not 101.
I'm gonna remember that. Oh goodness. Yeah, I also know that you do a lot of work with biofeedback, and I do
Yes,
too. So I want to
yes.
kind of find out from you what program you're using or what you found and how that's helping people too.
Well, I know they're expert in biofeedback. I have every device ever invented in biofeedback in the past 50 years. I have the SKO EPFX. I have the ES Tech. I have all of the Nerve Express. I have the iCap. And recently I have this virtual voice scan to scan the voice. And it
Oh, the
actually
AO
and
scanner.
yes, and
Okay.
then detect and correct all of the voice frequency through distance. And it's equivalent to, it's 98% correlated to blood test, MRI, PET scan, CT scan, ultrasound, ECG, AKG, and X-ray. 98% correlation. It will show all of the red flag in the body. And once you and I detect red flag, all
Mhm.
of the stuff that the person need to know, then we can fix it naturally. All we gotta do now is just find the root cause. What is the root cause for the sub? If anybody would have
Mhm.
done this for this guy here, there was no need for 28 medication because guess what he was eating in the morning here, Dr. Louise?
Oh,
Six
probably donuts.
donuts and bacon, 6 strips of bacon and 3 eggs fried in the bacon fat. I said, you doing it for a year? He said, no. 20, 22 years. I said, for 22 years, you eat every morning 6 bacon and 3 eggs. He said, I like the flavor. I like the taste of it. I said, I know you like it, but you're 99% clogged. If you eat the bacon
Yeah.
and eggs fried, it's gonna cause
Oh,
a problem. And then he said, what do I eat? He said, it doesn't matter what you eat. Instead of bacon and eggs, just eat porridge, steel cut oats, vegetables. Don't eat any breakfast, just don't do the bacon.
just don't do the bacon. Yeah, you know what?
And
Somebody made a joke the other day. They said to me, they said, well, bacon's not really pork, it's bacon.
exactly, it's fat, it's grease. And then
Because people like that, right?
exactly, but it's like you gotta find out if there is any side effect of eating the bacon, if there's any side effect of the medication. Do you know what, Dr. Louise, now? What is the fad right now? What everybody is looking for? Ozempic. They go to every clinic and
I
every hospital. They want
know.
to get injection of Ozempic. And if they read the side effect of Ozempic, like I know that you know it, and I'm a toxicologist. I tell people read the side effect. If you read it, you will
Mhm.
not ask for Ozempic. I'm not against big pharma. I work for the FDA, the CDC, and so on, but I am not for something that has more harm and less good. Yes, if
Mhm.
you stop Ozempic, by the way, you're gonna gain back all of the weight that you lost with Ozempic, and then there's no
Mhm.
point of this. But if they go on intermittent fasting, they drink lots of water, at least half their body ounce in water every single day, which is
Mhm.
about between 2 to 3 liters per day, then they can lose the weight and exercise. Simple tips like this, there is no need for Ozempic with a side effect that is can be had from this if they don't are not aware of it.
Yeah, there's other ways, I mean, we all have choices today, and we're not here to, and we're here to educate, right? So we just want to let everybody know that we're here educating you. You have choices of what you want to do with your
Yeah.
body, with your health. But
Yes.
Dr. Grant is here really just showing you, especially with the example of
Yes.
that guy on 28 medications, right? That
Yes.
there are things you can do, the
Yes.
lifestyle changes you can make to
Exactly.
to to keep yourself healthy and young and alive and
Absolutely.
spry.
And that's what
Um,
you and I are doing for the biofeedback. We detect
mhm,
the red flag, the root cause of their problem first. And then
mhm,
once we identify the red flag, once we identify the allergy, the true allergy in their body, why they would have a fatty liver, because and why there is nobody would actually need statin medication to reduce cholesterol, because all of us need cholesterol to produce our hormones and so on. All we need is to prevent LDL cholesterol from getting oxidized, to clog the arteries, as you mentioned before, through healthy
mhm.
blood flow. So if we understand the IMFMLM, integrative medicine, functional medicine, lifestyle medicine, we detect the root cause, then we can make everybody to be healthy again if they have minor or there's no need for somebody to be on 28 or or more medications to fix their
Mm,
problem, because the definition of insanity, according to Albert Einstein, keep doing this for 25 years expecting different results. Insanity is that.
mm.
But here, lifestyle, no meds, no bypass, no stents. He's one.
Right, right. Of course, of course.
Yes.
You're a huge proponent of lifestyle. Tell
Yes.
tell us tell us a little bit about some of the work that you've done. You worked at a senior consultant for Health Canada,
Yes.
and you also worked a lot with Olympic athletes in Canada.
Yes, I work with lots of Olympic athletes, not only in Canada, but also in the US and Europe. And I help
Hmm.
them to maintain a healthy lifestyle. And they must have to do the lifestyle quiz on my website, academyofwellness.com. And their
Hmm.
score has to be 90. I scanned actually one of athletes, and he scored only 80. I said, you always been 90. Why 80? Oh, doc, I've been to a birthday and I had the cake and I had a little bit of alcohol. I said, you done this on Friday and you tried to compete on Monday? He said, can I? I said, absolutely not. See, when the
Hmm.
athletes are off by 1%, it's going to affect
Hmm.
their physical performance. Now he's off by 10%. Did you know that athletes can actually have a heart attack? You remember this football, the 22-year football who had a heart attack in the football game? 22 years old. How can he have a
Hmm.
heart attack playing football? Because his
Uh-huh.
lifestyle was very bad. So
Uh-huh.
if we would have tested them and to see what's going on, we could have detected this. Like you and I, as biofeedback practitioners, we can detect the root cause. And then he said,
Mhm.
"Okay, I'm not gonna go to any birthday party before I compete anymore."
Not gonna have the birthday party.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We help them to be at the tip top shape, because athletes they put so much physical demand on their body, and if they are not in tip top shape in every starting from the mitochondria and then healthy cells, tissues, organs, and system. You and I, as healthcare natural practitioners, work from the bottom up.
Mhm.
Work for mitochondria and then cells, tissues, organs, and systems. Unfortunately, in allopathic medicine, they work from the top down. And
Uh,
that's why we have a specialist for the heart, cardiologist, specialist for
mhm.
the kidney, nephrologist, a specialist for the diabetes, endocrinologist. They know
Mhm.
nothing except the systems. But Dr. Luis, how do you build a house? You start with a foundation first, and then you put the walls, and then you put the roof. So work from the
Mhm.
bottom up, not from the top down. Have you ever seen a house? We put the roof first, and then we put the walls, and then we put the foundation. Have you ever seen a house built that way?
Right, exactly. We do have to do that foundation first. So, so true. Hey, it sounds like you have reversed the genetic causes in your family.
Yes, I did.
by doing with lifestyle. Here you
Yes,
are, spry, amazing. You don't look your age, all of that, right? So congratulations to you on that. Can we, like I'm thinking about my mom smoked. I think both my parents smoked when I was little. And so I have a feeling my mom smoked when I was in the womb. So what comes up on biofeedback on me is tobacco. I've never smoked tobacco. It's my
exactly.
mom's tobacco,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
So we can reverse that, correct?
The only way we can reverse this, Dr. Louise, is to do 5 to 10 belly breath every hour. Among my 40,000 clients, 99% of them, they breathe from the chest. The chest
Okay.
breathing, you have the rib cage there, and you're gonna, they only get 1/3 of the lung getting the oxygen. But if you do the belly breathing, you can call it diaphragm breathing, you can call it yoga breathing, you can call it
Mhm.
deep breathing, anything you want. But the belly, when you inhale, will go out, and then when you exhale, it go in. So mostly it's not from the chest, it's from the belly.
It's the
If
belly.
if
Yep.
somebody have any problem with snoring or sleep apnea or hypoxia, if they
Mhm.
start to do 5 or 10 belly breath, they can reverse any of these conditions. It'll actually improve also dementia because our brain needs oxygen. So if you have parents who have smoking exposed to nicotine, and
Mhm.
then you start to do the belly breathing, you can actually reverse the effect of nicotine because the lung now gets all of the oxygen it needs and it sends the oxygen to the brain. And that way we can detox the body that way. So the
Yep.
answer is yes. If everything can be reversed. Every
Absolutely.
disease can be reversed naturally if we know how.
If
Uh,
we know how. Mhm.
yeah, exactly. So the first thing is detect the root cause. The second thing is to use a healthy lifestyle. And then lots of laughter, as I mentioned before, the L's, the love, learn,
Mhm.
laugh, let go, and leave a legacy. If everybody follow this, we will have a healthy society. It's simple.
Right.
It's
Right.
common sense.
It is simple. And yet it's harder. You know what? When I owned my clinic, Albuquerque Natural Health Center, now I'm using Brain Soul Success. So now I'm more of a coach. But when I owned my clinic, I would find that I could get people to take the products I gave them,
Yes,
right? And maybe drink water, do some lifestyle changes there. But the hardest thing was to get them to shift their food.
yes, yes,
People don't want to shift their foods. They're just get,
exactly,
and then they say that this is true, that we only eat what most people eat 14 foods a week, like the same thing over and over again, not enough variety,
exactly.
right? So, I mean, what are your tips there for people on how to eat healthy, but how to get variety in there too? And definitely sort of kick them in the butt and get them to change, right?
People
Yeah.
have to develop taste for vegetables. If they actually eat a healthy salads with 7, 8 vegetables, not
Hmm.
it's a small dish. It's not talking about big serving. They're gonna actually develop the taste for broccoli, spinach, kale, and cucumber, lettuce. All of these healthy vegetables supply them with all of the minerals and the vitamins, and that is what let your food be your medicine and medicine be your food. It's just a salad every single day, and then avoid the fried food, avoid the
Hmm.
fast food. I tell my clients, if you eat fast food, you're gonna die faster because you don't know what they fry the French fries in. You don't know what is all of the salad dressing and the mayonnaise they serve in the restaurant. It's made from seed oil and so on and so forth. You do not know, but when you actually eat slow food in your kitchen, you live longer. If you eat fast food, you die faster. So I tell them, if you really want to live till 100, or 121 or 31, 131, like Dr. Louise here, then you got
Hmm.
to eat the healthy food, eat the variety of food and the vegetables and the fruits and the seeds and the nuts and all of the variety of the things that we enjoy here and cut back on fried food, cut back
Yes.
on processed food.
Hmm.
Like it's the processed food is not the healthiest thing that you should eat.
It's
So start to
awful.
eat, make your soups in your kitchen, not to buy canned soups or any, any of the stuff from the outside. Simple,
Yes.
common sense stuff, Dr. Louise, that you're using right now,
Mhm.
and everybody can use the same thing too in the kitchen.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't eat out very much at all.
Oh, you
I
look
mean,
healthy.
I make my own,
That's
I
yeah,
make my own everything. I really do. I make my own everything. And I eat soup even in the summer when it's hot,
yeah, yeah.
but I make my own soup and my own broth, my own everything. Yeah.
I'm gonna revise my expectancy for year now. It's not 130, it's gonna be 140. You're gonna live 140 years.
Well, I mean, it's just really important to share
Yes,
this, share this information with people so that they know.
yes. Yes,
I
exactly.
did an experiment. I just told this morning too on a podcast. I did an experiment years ago. Someone suggested this. I did a talk on nutrition here. I used to do a lot of talking here in Albuquerque and sharing and,
Yes.
teaching. And I went to McDonald's and I bought a hamburger and French fries and I put it in the garage and I left it there for 3 weeks.
It will not spoil. It will be.
It was fun. And then I walked into this nutrition talk and I did an experiment. I asked everyone to guess how old it was. Now, my teenage kids were home at the time and they're like, Mom, are you going to take that out of the garage? Because it stinks. They were like, when are you going to get that out
But
of here?
it's food preserved.
And I asked them how old it was, and people were guessing how old it was. They were like, You bought it yesterday,
Yeah.
right? You bought it, 3 hours ago. And
Three
no, it was
weeks.
3 weeks old, and the bun was still soft. The hamburger was still good. The fries only looked like they had sparkles on them, like the sugar. So they were a little crispier. But it was perfectly fine after 3 weeks in my garage.
And can you imagine if somebody ate that? What happened to the gut health? What happened to brain health? Because gut health is brain health. Dr. Louise, this makes perfect sense. See, knowledge is power.
Mhm.
Knowing is very good, but applying knowledge is wisdom. So we get to have this wisdom to choose. That's why we call it wellness by choice, not by chance. You cannot just have your wellness by chance. You have to
Mhm.
design your own wellness. It's
Mhm.
really critical, important story that you just shared. Because if it doesn't spoil in the garage for 3 weeks, it's gonna be rotten inside our body. Our body is not gonna be able to
Yes.
absorb. There's no nutrients in it. It's all artificial colors and flavors and stuff. And the bread, it turns into the wheat, it turns into sugar, and sugar makes insulin resistance and so on. That's what the cause for diabetes is, and so on. I had a
Mhm.
guy in Kentucky, his blood sugar was 450, continuous blood sugar monitoring. I said, "Oh,
Mhm.
450, this is like it's supposed to be under 100." He said,
Mhm.
I tried everything. I taken 10 meds for 10 years. The lowest it got is 370. His physician tried everything. I said, okay, can you do the lifestyle quiz on my website? He did the 10
Mhm.
questions. He said, my score is 30%. I said, it's not the medication then that is causing you the problem. It's your diet and lifestyle. He changed his diet, changed his lifestyle. His score now is 78%. His blood sugar is 92. And his A1C instead of 18 is 5.8.
Yay, that's awesome.
You see, a changing lifestyle, really, Dr. Louise, is the key for people to understand. It's not the
Mhm.
medication, it's not the 28 meds or the 10 meds for the guy who have diabetes.
Right.
It saves them. It's all about lifestyle. Like sometimes I tell this to people, but you are absolutely correct. The hardest thing to change is their diet, is what
Mhm.
you accustomed, to use, and what their
Yes.
parents taught them from they were young. Lisa, actually, if you go to Texas and you ask any mom, what do you serve for kids? Oh, I give them white bread, bologna and salami, and a can of Coke or a can of Pepsi. Yeah, but you're supposed to be loving your kids. How can you give kids toxic food like this every day? And that's
Mhm.
why we have this diabetes in kids in Texas is the highest in the whole USA.
Wow. Wow.
And then when they become adults now, how are we gonna deal with diabetes and diabetes, which is going, the scale is just going up like that every year.
Mhm.
It's like, why don't you just give them salad, a small salad like this to take, and a pot of water? What's wrong with that?
Yeah. No, we do have to change that. We have to change the lifestyle. But you're right. Look what we eat in America. I mean,
It's
look.
it's called the sad diet, standard American diet.
Yes.
And the sad diet, it's not really a healthy diet because if you actually look at Japanese, when they're in Japan, they live till age 100 and beyond. In fact, in Japan, in Okinawa, they have the highest centurion in the world. And if you
Mhm.
go to the blue zones, like in Loma Linda in California, or other places like in Costa Rica or in Greece or Italy, the people live centurions, but look what they eat. And then when the
Mhm.
Japanese immigrate from Tokyo to San Francisco and eat the sad diet, they get the same disease like Americans now. It's
Right.
it's a very sad story. You are what you eat, you are what you do not eat, and you are what's eating you for stress.
Yes, absolutely. So it is about that. You know what I see though is I see self-sabotage patterns.
Yes.
you
Yes.
know? And so people are self-sabotaging their health because I'm addicted to their Coke or whatever it is, so
Yeah, you're right.
we have to release
Sugar
those addictions. And sugar is a really big addiction. I do a process
is,
called cellular retraining where we actually teach the hypothalamus in the brain
yes,
to no longer crave the sugar.
absolutely. In
Hmm.
fact, you're absolutely correct. Sugar is actually more addictive than cocaine. and
Mm-hmm.
morphine combined because it stimulates four brain neurotransmitters in the head. So when you actually get used to sugar in soda and in white bread and white pasta and all of the processed food, the
Mm-hmm.
brain craves sugar to continuously to produce glucose, which is, the
Right.
but if you depend on soda and white bread and all of the processed food and all of the stuff that we eat in a sad diet, then you produce what's called now the zero diabetes. And type 2 diabetes basically is eating habits. Type 1 is they're born with that, and the pancreas cannot produce insulin, so they have to be on insulin. Type 2 is lifestyle, is sad diet. And then type 3, as I was the first scientist to say, type 3 diabetes is dementia. So people who
Mm-hmm.
have diabetes are going to develop dementia eventually. All of this, Dr. Louise, can be reversed naturally. You can even reduce the medication for type 1. You can eliminate the medication for like a guy I told you from Kentucky, from 10 medication to zero medication within 3 months. And now he's living 92 blood sugar, A1C is
Mm-hmm.
5.8 to 6, and there is
Mm-hmm.
no, he was 50 years young, scheduled for amputation from the knee down. He had no failure from the
Ooh.
knee down at age
Oh,
50. And now no amputation, no medications, no problem.
yeah.
It's all about diet and lifestyle. It's
Yes.
lifestyle. It's habits, healthy habits, like you and I teach people. And eventually they're gonna be listening to us because this guy never listened to me. He said, I will not stop the bacon, no matter what you tell me. I said, okay, you're dying in 3 months.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
And then when I told him dying in 3 months, the second time he heard this from his physician, he said, in 3 months, you're not gonna make it. So he said, okay, so what do I do now? I said, drink the water. Okay, I'm gonna drink your stupid water. I'm gonna stop my stupid bacon and take your stupid porridge. He did finally listen to me. And then what happened now? No, no problem. You see, we
Yes.
have to be persistent and consistent with our clients who refuse initially to change the lifestyle habits. So I
Mm-hmm.
tell them to repeat the quiz every month, and you're gonna see incremental improvement in the lifestyle.
Oh, so you could see the improvement. That's
And
really
then
brilliant.
And
Yeah.
then you and I will do the biofeedback to measure the improvement and to see less red flag, less problem that you have to deal with, and the improving all the time
Mm-hmm.
tremendously. So that is what you and I can do several podcasts, seminars, webinars, summits. Like if you go to my YouTube
Mm-hmm.
under Academy of Wellness and see my podcast there, you'll be very happy to see what kind of contribution I've made in the past 51 years.
You've done a great job in 51 years. Wow. And all the people that you've touched and how many people you've helped. It's absolutely amazing. So, we thank you. We thank you for the work in the world and what you're doing and how many people that you have touched. Oh my goodness.
Yes,
I mean, you're saving lives.
yes. That's the whole
You're
point.
saving lives. And when you
And you
save
too,
a
Dr.
life, you're
Louise.
saving a family's life
Yes.
too.
And you too, you're my hero because you do the biofeedback. It's all non-invasive. You detect the root cause. You detect the red flags. And once you
Hmm.
detect the red flag, then you have a nice discussion with them. Let's tweak this. Let's change this. Let's cut back on this. It's really simple concept. I hope every physician, actually one of my friend, I'm sure you know Dr. Mark Hyman from Cleveland Clinic, he said we should
Hmm.
have nutrition now to every physician in America to prevent and reverse in chronic illness. And he's very well known across. By the way, I did team up with Cleveland Clinic, Harvard, Johns Hopkins, Mayo Clinic at the International Pain Conference in Chicago. So all of these people, they know me firsthand because we established that
That's
conference together.
great.
And I think with Dr. Hyman now, I think he's going to be convincing all of the physicians and the American Medical Association to change the the curriculum because they do not really get much nutrition at all in the
No, they're not.
curriculum. So they just recommend basically the allopathic pharmacological interventions. So I think once he get this across the U.S. Congress, I think we're going to have some good news within 10 years in the health of Americans and health of all of the other
I
countries.
sure hope so. I really sure hope so because we do need to teach people nutrition.
Yes.
They should even have nutrition classes in school.
Yes, exactly. And look what they teach them in school now. They focus on sex education. The students know about sex more than their teachers. Teach them about nutrition, about saving, have a saving account, saving money before they reach 65, because there's no more Social Security. It's gonna be vanished in 10 years. So
Mhm.
kids do not know, and they go on credit card debt. They pay 20% on credit card, and they don't even save. They spend as much as they can earn. They spend on credit cards. It's crazy. They teach them in school. I think you and I should be going to every school in America to teach this.
I was a school teacher for years. I was a special ed teacher, and I look back on, I remember when I was first starting doing dyslexic therapy with my students.
Yes,
So I was public school, private school, then I did private dyslexic kids. And I'd sit across from the table from them and I'm teaching them reading and I'm thinking, what do they have for lunch? You know? And then
yes.
I'd ask them and they'd say, well, I traded my sandwich for Fritos and a Snickers bar.
Here you go. That's the reason.
So it's like, so then, they come to me at 3 or 3:30 in the afternoon. It's after school. They're hungry. They haven't gotten any good nutrition in their brain. I
Exactly.
used to feed them
Yeah.
because,
And their brain is
they
tired.
couldn't,
Yeah,
they couldn't
they
think.
could not think straight. Exactly.
Yeah.
I've written a book on ADD, ADHD, and autism, and people who have dyslexia. And these kids are really bright kids. It's not a disorder. And in my research, I found out that people who have ADD, they're actually genius. Albert Einstein had ADD.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes.
Yep.
And his math teacher said, Albert, I don't think you're gonna finish high school. Now we know who's the dumb one. It's not Albert. His math teacher said you will not finish high school. Well, Albert was so bright, but he kept tapping on the desk and so on. He's hyperactive. And he said,
Yes.
he prejudged him. He's the smartest man ever lived. Just you could not discover his genius because most kids with ADD and ADHD, they are genius actually. They think much higher than the average person,
They
but we
are.
cannot communicate with them. You're
Yes.
absolutely correct. This is
Yeah, I
all,
found that. I did a lot. That's how I started my whole business,
yes,
was with the ADHD population and the autism, because I was doing the biofeedback and I was a special ed
yes,
teacher and I was a dyslexic therapist. And I had kids who were twice gifted.
yes,
So twice gifted means exactly what you're talking about. They were, they might have been a little ADHD, but they were also incredibly brilliant.
yes.
In fact, one of my students got 100% on the ACT test,
You see?
and he could fix my computer. He was
Yeah,
amazing. So I
you
worked with
see?
him and his brother and
Yeah.
taught them to read, write, and spell, changed their lives. That changed the family's lives.
See, we
But
need
and I
more.
also did biofeedback on them, and I was just learning that. And I
Yeah.
remember they would manipulate me. They'd come to the reading lesson and go, "Oh, I can't read today. You have to put me on biofeedback." So dramatic, right? Because they knew how it felt in their bodies and they knew they
Absolutely.
would feel better afterwards. And
Yeah.
then they said, and this is how my business started. They said, "Oh, now can you work on my mom?"
Ex
And and
you
so
see, they
then,
got it.
and so the kids
Because
asked,
you and I know that biofeedback achieve balance. Balance is wellness. Imbalance is illness. So,
yeah.
you're so gifted, Dr. Louise. Is there any way you can teach me how I can make 1 million copies from clone you? I want to clone, just make just 1 million copies of Dr. Louise. Can you show me how?
You know what? I'm trying to do that with AI right now, actually, Dr. Grant. My goal was to clone myself and I want to change 10 million brains by 2030. I know I changed a million and now it's 10 million. But I have certified coaches now and they are just like me.
That's
They
wonderful.
can do what I do. They know the whole brain system. It's not biofeedback. It's actually my system. And my system is,
Yes.
releasing too. So it's body, it's releasing the mental chatter and the trauma. So
Yes.
that's the other cause of things like dementia and brain stuff, is the
Yes.
trauma that gets stuck in the spaces of the brain. I taught them how to do that. And then we align with spirit and then we integrate and then we put in the new program. And the new
And you
program is
produce,
very high powered energy work that works
yeah,
on changing the brain.
you produce more beta endorphins, more serotonin, more dopamine, more
Yes.
GABA. Once everything is in balance here, oh my God, everything is in balance. And gut health is brain health. Whatever you eat here is going to affect what's going on up here. And it's
Yes.
all about mindset, Dr. Louise. It's all about mindset.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And so it's like what I call is getting you back to being 100% your soul truth, right?
Yes,
And being able to reframe, reset, reframe,
yes,
and
absolutely.
stay in that positive, loving energy. And when you can stay up here, and then I like you, I'm never going to stop learning. So I keep going. I want to keep going higher. And I want to take all of you guys with me, everybody listening here. So that's our goal and intention. Well, this has been amazing, and I love the work that you're doing. We want to get to know Dr. Grant when you're not working. So when you're not working, what do you like to do in your free time?
I love to travel. I love to walk on a beach, barefoot on the sand. That's really my treat. And I travel once every 3 months. I go to places. I've been to Hawaii like 8, 9 times. I've been to all of the Caribbean countries, every Caribbean country you can name. I've been there. Actually, I have more clients in the Caribbean than I have in Canada because their mothers and fathers taught them when you get sick, don't take medicine, just boil some bush and drink the tea, and you're gonna be fine next day. Don't like take medication, operation.
Uh-huh.
So when I tell them I'm a holistic natural doctor specializing in integrative and functional lifestyle medicine, they said, "We like you. Tell us more about the herbs and stuff." And they all use all of the sour sop and all of the
Mhm.
stuff that they have, and they drink coconut water. They just bring the coconut and they drink it. It's so healthy, for them, and they lead a healthy lifestyle. The only thing that they have there, they like to be like America. They drink lots of soda because soda actually there's more Coke and Pepsi and all of the Red Bull sold more in the Caribbean than in the States because it's hot countries. So they like to emulate the American by drinking. So I said, instead of drinking soda, drink like coconut water. It's the healthiest thing for you. And he said, okay, yeah, we'll do that. But they drink 1/3 coconut water, 2/3 soda. And they have the highest diabetes in the whole world. Do you know that, Dr. Luis?
Oh,
Highest,
wow. I didn't.
the highest in the
Mm.
whole world. And I actually been in St. Lucia, and one guy walked to see me with 3 mango. I said, "Oh, you brought mango to me?" He said, "No, no, this is my lunch." I said, "Sir, you have diabetes. How can you have 3 mango?" He said, "My doctor in St. Lucia said you can eat as much mango as I want." I said, "Do not go to this doctor. This is will kill you. Mango has fructose. I mean, it's a fruit sugar that if you eat 3 mango, you should eat 1 mango a week, not 3 mango in a day."
Not 3 a day, right?
In a day.
Right.
Like
Uh-huh.
I've seen people right now, they're making a smoothie in the morning, Dr. Louise, with 1 cup of strawberry, 1 cup of berry, 1 cup of mango. I said, they told me it's a fruit is healthy. I said, so much of it is not healthy. 3 cups of sweet stuff is gonna give you problem with
A
the
spike in blood sugar.
insulin resistance. Exactly.
Mhm.
Common sense sometimes is uncommon, Dr. Louise, what you and I are doing. Everybody should listen to every word we're saying right here to prevent and reverse any chronic illness naturally through healthy
Mhm.
lifestyle.
Yes, it is healthy lifestyle. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, this is the Brain Soul Success Show. So I always ask,
Yes.
can you give us a brain tip? You've given us a lots on lifestyle and everything, all your wisdom here, but what would you like to leave our audience with in terms of one brain tip that you can share?
Don't let any stress situation increase your cortisol. So if you're like me at age 18, you lost your mom at age 45, your dad at 60, your grandparents 55, 58. I wish I knew this then. Do
Hmm.
not let this stress you. Do not let cortisol run your life because if you have high cortisol, you're going to have problem with the other brain neurotransmitter that competes with cortisol. And the
Hmm.
stress actually takes years out of your life and life out of your years. So I wish I knew this before I got my first doctorate from University of Toronto, 1995. That's almost like 30 years ago on stress and burnout. And how you can
Hmm.
prevent this is you can control your cortisol regardless. See, the cortisol is really epinephrine, cortisol, all of these stress hormones can take a lot of toll on your life. And then it reduces the endorphin, serotonin. And then when you have reduction of endorphins and serotonin and GABA and dopamine, then the doctor have no choice but to put you on antidepressants like the Prozac, amitriptyline, and Xanax, which will cause huge, tremendous side effects that now you need more medication to deal with that. And then you end
Hmm.
up with like our friends here with 28 meds to control blood pressure, diabetes, and so on. But that
Yes.
is not the way. The best way is to let your brain take a rest and let
Mhm.
your brain reduce your cortisol naturally. How? That what I started to tell you about love, loving yourself and loving other, listen to your body.
Mhm.
You and I have few doctorate degrees. Our body have 10 or 12 doctorates. If everybody listens to their body, it's much better than listening to any physician or scientist in the world. Listen to your body. See what happened when you drink
Mhm.
the water. See what happened when
Mhm.
you drink soda. Just listen to your body, and your body will tell you. And do
So
the belly
true.
breathing. By the way, the belly breathing reduces your cortisol, okay, and prevent
Yes.
snoring, prevent sleep apnea, prevent dementia. Just we have no drug now approved for dementia. They tried AZT, they tried other medication, it's not working. The best way for dementia and Alzheimer is to do the belly breathing and to eat
Mhm.
healthy, use a healthy lifestyle. That's the
Mhm.
best way I can tell them for that. Full oxygenation and full hydration. So cortisol, reduce the stress, is the best thing we give to our brain.
To get
And
to
if you want to
brain,
have a
yeah.
healthy brain, you're going to have a healthy gut because gut and brain, they're all communicate with each other. So
Mhm.
that's the best tip I can give them. I wish I knew what I know today at age 18 with a pencil.
Well, that's wisdom comes with that wisdom comes with age. But thank God we have these kind of podcasts and information out there now, right? Where
Yes,
people can learn. And so there are a lot of young people wanting to learn how to be healthy,
absolutely.
so that's really, really wonderful. And I know that you have your quiz and it's at the academyofwellness.com,
Yes,
right?
yes, it's
So we
all
can
there.
go there.
And if people actually follow everything that we're talking about here, and let your food be your medicine and medicine be your food, and use natural remedies and supplements first before you use any medication, operation, radiation, amputation, any of these kind of complications, then your body will respond to that. And
Mhm.
once your body have full hydration, full oxygenation, a healthy food, and less stress, and by doing the walking and the laughter and all of the stuff we talked about, you can reverse any chronic illness in 3 months by using healthy lifestyle. I
Healthy
believe in my
lifestyle.
heart. This is the
Totally,
answer. That's
totally. I
yeah.
totally get that. This has been amazing and enlightening. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us today, Dr. Grant. Um, and we'll put all those links here in the show notes for all of you.
Thank you.
And remember, everyone, follow your heart, but take your brain with you.
Exactly. Exactly. You're amazing, Dr. Louise. I thank you very much. And I'd like to invite you to come to my podcast with Laura Cross one of those days. So look at the podcast with her on my YouTube under Academy of Wellness. And
Okay.
then I'm going to invite you to connect with you, and then we'll do a nice two of us joint podcast. It's going to be memorable. Okay.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. That's awesome. And again, everyone, have a great day.